Simple concept, like max 1.5 hours is enough to understand this concept if you focus. Simple concept, okay? Right. Especially the people who are planning to attend Spring MVC in future. Spring MVC in future, for them it is must and should. If you understand this, you will understand Spring MVC. If you don't understand this, forget about internals of Spring MVC. You also study Spring MVC like others without knowing internals. If you want to study carefully, you should know this one. Pakka, you should know it. Fine. Dynamic registration of servlet component. Cool, great. Okay, now listen carefully. Configuring or registering servlet. Servlet component is nothing but making servlet container to recognize our servlet component class. Okay, servlet component class, comma, to component class to manage its life cycle. What do you mean by to manage its life cycle here? To manage its life cycle. Manage its life cycle means object creation, object management, object destruction, right? Object creation to taking care of everything from object creation to object destruction. Taking care of object creation to object destruction. And to map servlet component with one or more request URLs, nothing but URL patterns. Nothing but URL pattern. Come on, guys. This is what? Configuring or registering servlet component is nothing but making underlaying servlet container. What do you mean by underlaying? Making underlaying servlet container. In which server, in which container our servlet component is running, that servlet container to recognize our servlet component class, recognizing, okay, let me write a better wording. Our servlet component class to manage its life cycle and to map is also called link here, not Java collection, English meaning map. To map servlet component with one or more request URLs, nothing but URL pattern. Are you understanding my point there? This is the basic meaning, boss. Okay. Sir, now listen, how many ways are there? This servlet registration or configuration can be done in 3 ways. Everyone in the industry knows, maximum people knows only 2 ways. Okay. But we are going to learn 3 ways. Okay. If you are just working with the servlet JSP, you never found importance of the third approach. But if you are working with the Spring kind of environment, you definitely need the knowledge of third approach. Okay. So Okay, three ways. Number one, using declarative approach. Using declarative approach. Declarative means always XML. Web.xml entries. Okay, okay. Working with servlet comma servlet mapping tags. Servlet comma servlet mapping tags in web.xml file. Tags in web.xml file. I think everyone knows it, right? Okay, boss. Now when it is recommended to use, okay, use it, use it if the servlet component is predefined servlet component. What is that? Predefined servlet component class like action servlet, dispatcher servlet. These are ready-made servlets here, not user defined, not user defined. These are ready-made servlets. Dispatcher servlet, faces servlet. Yes, when it comes to frameworks, you have to work with ready-made servlets. Yes, we have a ready-made servlet components. Okay, then we have to go for it. Then we have to go for it. Are you getting my point there? Declarative approach is good for when you, in order to work with the ready-made servlet components. Okay. Use this if servlet component class is predefined component class and predefined class like action servlet, dispatch servlet. Okay. So in case of what struts it is action servlet. In case of Spring MVC, it is because they use some predefined servlets. In case of JSF, we will get faces servlet as the predefined servlet, and application allows XML driven configurations. And application allows XML driven configuration. Are you understanding my point there? Using declarative approach. Yes. Next, number two, using annotation approach. Using annotation approach. At the rate web servlet. I think everyone knows this one also nicely. Guys, guys, please check. Due to heavy rains, network is having problem. Due to heavy rains, network is having problem. Is it okay for you? Is it manageable? I'm running with hotspot. I'm running with hotspots. Okay. Wi-Fi has given hand. Is it okay? Try to manage. Okay. Yeah. Heavy rains are happening now. Network is continuously giving problem. Right. Fine. Okay. Use this. Use this. Use this. Use this. Use this. If the servlet component class is now, if the servlet component class is user defined class, okay. Now we develop lot of servlets, na? Employee registration, servlet, marriage servlet. Hey, we developed a lot of servlets here. Marriage servlet and etc. Voter servlet. Array, we developed a lot of servlets, right? Voter servlet and etc. These are user defined, purely user defined. Okay, see this? Public class, voter servlet. Still you should extend from HTTP servlet or generic servlet. No compromise in that. @web servlet, URL pattern you can pass like this. And everyone knows this. Come on, guys. We are not here to study both these because we already know it. This is our childhood things, right? Third one. Okay, third one. Using programmatic approach. Okay, programmatic approach or 100% Java code approach. 100% Java code approach is nothing but programmatic, right? 100% Java code approach or dynamic registration approach. Dynamic registration approach. Everyone got it? All are same here. All are same. Yeah, this they have introduced from servlet 3.x. Same thing they have given. This also given from servlet 3.x only, but not popular. We just study this and we will never worry about it. We never worry about it. But from same 3.x version, we have this one also. Okay, here we need to use SC. SC means servlet context. You know, na? Okay. Use SC dot add servlet method. Add servlet method for this. Add servlet method for this. Okay. SC dot add servlet method for this. Okay. Somewhere here SC means servlet context object. SC means simply what object here? Servlet context object. That's it. That much simple story it is. Okay. Now similar. Now listen. We can use other methods also like this, boss. SC dot add filter. SC dot add listener. Like this, we have these methods also. Like this, all we have these methods to register filter, comma servlet listener, components. Servlet listener. Don't think that this is only for servlets. Not, we cannot use this approach for filter registration and listener registration. We can also same code, similar code for filter registration and what? Listener registration also. Understanding my point there? Yes, in approach number one, we have filter comma filter mapping. Filter mapping for filter registration. Hey, Servlet is having filters also. Now don't ask me what is filter. You know that everyone knows that, right? Filter configuration. Yes, filter configuration. Listener comma listener hyphen class. Listener hyphen class for what? Servlet listener configuration. Servlet listener configuration, because all these three things we have to configure a lot while working with the servlet. Configuration, registration, one and the same, boss. Okay, fine, nice. When it comes to what this using annotation approach, in annotation approach, what is the story we are having? At the rate web filter. Okay, for filter configuration. At the rate web listener. Okay, for listener, servlet listener configuration. Listener configuration. For listener configuration. Simply for what configuration? Listener configuration. Yes, that's fine, sir. But when should I use it? When should I use it? Use this. Use this. Use this. If the servlet component class is predefined class. Predefined class like faces servlet, dispatcher servlet, and etc. and etc. And we want to avoid what is this? XML. You want to avoid XML driven configurations from the application development. XML driven configuration completely from the application development. Completely application development. Then you may ask me one question. Sir, go for annotations. Now, on predefined classes, can we open the source code and add annotations? On predefined classes, can we open source code and can we add annotations? No, no, no. Not possible, impossible, right? Opening source code of predefined class is impossible. So, and moreover, we decided to avoid what? Moreover, we decided to avoid what? XML. XML. We decided to avoid XML completely because my application does not entertain XML. So in that situation, this is very, very useful. Okay, I will give example, boss. Tell me. Example. While developing, that's why in Servlet we don't use this concept. Concept of Servlet we use a lot in Spring programming. While developing Spring MVC applications, in 100% code driven configurations, and Spring Boot driven configurations. Yes, we use this approach. Okay, to configure to configure or register. Understanding my point there? Yes. To configure or register predefined. Okay, predefined dispatcher servlet. Dispatcher servlet component class. Everyone understood this point? I have given where to use also. I have given a lot of clarity, boss. Where to use, why to use also I have given clarity. See, in these two approaches of Spring application development, okay, we are not going to use single line of XML. Everything is going to happen through, okay, annotations, Java code, but we have to still register predefined class. So in that situation, definitely this is very, very useful, boss. But today I'm not here to develop Spring MVC application. So I cannot enjoy dispatcher servlet. So what I do is I will take user defined servlet, but I will try to configure by using programmatic approach. So that means we are going to do some compromise for learning fundamentals. We are going to do some compromise for learning fundamentals. I will take user defined class. Come on. Where to use Spring MVC? Ramos Kande, again you started. In Spring classes, we use Spring MVC. You are a student of Spring and asking me where to use Spring MVC. Okay, I think you are a Hibernate student. Right. Where to use Spring MVC? Spring MVC will be used in Spring classes. Where else will be used? Right. Spring MVC is a Spring-based approach to develop Spring applications. Okay, boss. And Mr. Ramesh, can they use your basic common sense? Spring MVC will be there in Spring only, na? Why it will be there outside Spring? Huh? Spring MVC will be there in Spring. Okay. Now, can I give answer in your style? Where to use Spring MVC? In your computer, in my computer. Okay, boss. Shall we come back to the discussions? Yes. Okay. Shall we come back to the discussions? Yes. What is the compromise we are going to see here? What is the compromise? We are going to see the compromise that we are going to have is the adjustment, not compromise. It's not a compromise, it's adjustment. Right now, I'm not dealing with the Spring MVC. So that's why I will take my normal servlet, user-defined servlet. I try to configure by using what? 100% approach. Okay, 100% approach. Understanding? Right. Okay. So what is actually we should do, sir? Actually, we should do it. The entire magic is there. Working with okay, dynamic servlet registration. Dynamic servlet registration. Okay, so dynamic servlet registration. Nothing but approach 3. Approach 3. Right. Okay, for POC, proof of concept, we are going to register. We are going to register a user-defined servlet component class. Okay, servlet component class using Approach number 3. Approach 3. Using approach 3. This is for POC. We are not just for POC, only for knowledge sake. That means for the timing, my user-defined servlet itself, you feel it as a predefined servlet. You feel my user-defined servlet as a predefined servlet. I'll take any application of my servlet class. I think I'll upload the application, don't worry. Any application of my servlet class I will take and I will configure it. Okay. What is the step number 1? Okay. Try to know about Java X dot servlet dot servlet container initializer. Servlet container initializer interface. Servlet container, try to know about. Yes. Okay, try to know about servlet container initializer interface. This is very, very important. Okay. Yes. Listen, if you want to know about any class or any interface, Java X dot servlet dot. Okay, Java X dot servlet dot. Come on. Servlet dot servlet container initializer. Initializer docs. So initializer docs. Public interface servlet container initializer here. Listen. Interface which allows a library or runtime to be notified of a web application startup phase, perform any programmatic registration of servlets, filters, listeners in response to it. And this will give one method called onStartup method. And this will throw servlet context object. I will give flow later. First, concentrate on subject, concentrate on steps. I will link all the steps nicely later. What's the method here? It is expecting some set collection. Don't worry about that. Okay. Set of application classes that extend implement have been annotated with what? Handle types kind of thing. You just don't worry about this. Second one is what? CTX. CTX is nothing but servlet context object or not. CTX is nothing but servlet context object or not there. Come on. Right. Okay. This is one interface here. Yes. Okay. This interface is having what method here? OnStartup method. What method? OnStartup method. Public void, it is having one method, OnStartup method. OnStartup. Some set collection is there. Okay, 1 minute. Instead of remembering signature, we will try to collect and paste here from there. Yes, this is the signature. Don't worry about the first parameter, that is some security related parameter, but worry about second parameter. Just worry about second parameter. Second parameter is our servlet context object. So that is most important one for me. Come on. This is important one for me. Yes. Step number 2. Step number 2. Develop web application. Achha, 1 minute. keep any Java application ready. Keep any Java application ready. Java web application ready. Java web application ready. Whatever it is, whatever ready-made application you have, that is marriage app. What app? Marriage app having marriage servlet. I think we have app with marriage servlet. Let me keep that one ready. Okay, 113. Any application, whatever, maybe first application of servlet, whatever you have, boss, you please keep that one ready with you. You just keep that one ready with you. Okay, it's going to take time. Fine, no problem. Step number 3, develop, develop, develop. Web application initializer class. Web application initializer class in our web application, in your web application. Web application initializer class in your web application by implementing Java X dot servlet dot servlet container initialization initializer interface. Understanding my point? Initializer interface. Okay, listen here. This class will be loaded. Okay, I will give this comment at the end. Fine. So you have to develop one thing here. So let us assume I have my web app initializer. Hey, this is my choice name. Initializer dot Java. My web app initializer dot Java, right? Yes, I am taking my own choice package for it. Package com.nt.initializer. That's it. com.nt.initializer. Fine. Public class my web app. My web app initializer. Tell me. Implements servlet container initializer. It's a completely user defined class. Any name you can take. Fine. Implement servlet container initializer. That's good. Here we are having on startup method, boss. Public void on startup. Okay, na? Public void on startup. Otherwise, you take this one only. What's there in that? Public void on startup. Are some set collection. But worry more about second parameter. This is our second parameter. Yes. It is what? SC. We are habituated with what? SC. Yeah, some set collection. Okay. Some set collection throws this. Yes. Okay, here some package imports will be coming. Don't worry about that. Import java.util.star. Semicolon. Import javax.servlet.star. semicolon javax dot servlet dot http dot star. Fine. Okay. On startup method. Are you going to call this method? You are not going to call. Are you going to load this class and create object? No. Container will do automatically. Where during the deployment of the application, I will talk. I will talk the flow. I will talk the flow in a moment. Don't worry. Okay. Fine. Here, you should write a code thinking about servlet registration, boss. So first of all, create our servlet class object. Listen guys, we have to create our servlet class object. Fine. What is this? Marriage servlet. Let us assume that servlet is what? Marriage servlet is equal to new marriage servlet. Marriage servlet is equal to new marriage servlet. Are you sure, sir? Yes, we have to create object manually. And if we give this object to container, container will manage. Come on, come on. So in this process, we have to create object and we have to give this object to container, then container will manage. Are you sure, sir? Yes, it's sure. This is the problem in this approach. Understanding my point? Array, in this approach, if you give object, then only container will manage. Programmatic, na? Programmatic means programmer only should take care of it. Programmer only should take care of it. Got it? Okay. Fine. Next one. Create our servlet class object. Next one. Register servlet dynamically. Register servlet dynamically. Now listen. Add servlet method is there, no doubt in that. javax dot servlet context docs. Servlet context docs. Fine, good. Methods. There is a method called add servlet. There, na? Add servlet. See this method. Logical name and servlet class object. What it is returning? Servlet registration dot dynamic. Servlet registration is outer interface. Dynamic is the inner interface. Array. Servlet registration is outer interface. Dynamic is the inner interface. That means, okay. Servlet registration dot dynamic. Okay, dyna is equal to, or register is equal to, or your name you can take. Okay, sc dot add servlet. Logical name marriage. Logical name. Array, in servlet name tag, whatever logical name you give, that logical name. MS. Okay, MS. What is the object? Servlet. What is the object? Reference variable name pointing to object servlet. This line will take care of registration. Sir, what it returns? This method is returning servlet registration dot dynamic interface implementation class object, referring the whole registration process. Referring the whole registration process. Why it is returning, sir? So that using this object, come on, using this object, we can provide URL pattern. We can enable load on startup. Array, if you just keep object with the container story, not over, na? We have to map that servlet with the URL pattern. If needed, you have to enable load on startup. Sometimes you have to give 2-3 URL patterns to one servlet. Remembered? Because of this, servlet tag part is over. What about servlet mapping tag operation? Somewhere we have to do servlet mapping operations also, na? So that's the reason this method returning this object, so that we can take this object. On this object, we can go for what? Mapping activities. What activities? We can seriously do what? Mapping activities. Understanding my point there? We can literally do what activities? Mapping activities. Convince it with me. Okay, you only observe. Okay, you only observe. Look at the method. We have a method. Set load on startup. Set load on startup. And there is an inherited method. Add mapping. Add mapping is there or not there? Look at add mapping parameter. Yes, you have to, here, Verax is there. That means you can provide multiple URL pattern if needed. You can provide multiple URL patterns if needed. Okay, boss. Map servlet component. Yes, you have to create object in this approach. That's why it is called programmatic. Map servlet component class object. Map servlet component class object. Map servlet component class with servlet component with URL or URL pattern. Yes. Dyna dot add mapping slash marriage URL. Or I can give any other name here. Whatever you want, you can give. Marriage URL. That's good. If you want to enable load on startup. Load on startup. Okay, enable load. During deployment only init method should execute. Initialization of servlet should happen during deployment. Anyhow, I am creating object, but initialization also should happen during the deployment itself. That's why Dyna dot set load on startup. Okay, I know you know that this is a load on startup priority value. End of the on startup method, end of the class. Let me give clarity. This class object we don't create. This class loading we don't do. Container only will do. Okay, this method we don't call. Container only will do. Whatever required in set collection, okay, we don't prepare. Container only. Creating servlet context object, calling servlet method having servlet context object as the argument will also be taken care by container. Will also be taken care by container. There is an annotation called handle types here. Okay, towards related to MIME types. If there are classes having those annotations, so those class names will come and store into set collection. Right now we don't take anything, so that's why it will be empty set collection only. So this is going to be servlet context object. That's why we are using that servlet context object only for registration. So this is one important line. This is another important line. This is another important line. These are the three important lines that we have to focus. Guys, got the clarity here? Yes, I will give flow. Don't worry about the flow. Worry about only the code you write. Sir, that's fine. Okay, this class will be loaded dynamically during the deployment of application. This method will be called dynamically during the deployment of application. That's nice. I understood that, sir. But how does it know this class is there in this package? How does container knows this class is where? This class is there in which package? Because container is not a god to read your brain that you have taken one class with this name kind of thing. Somewhere you have to specify or not there. Somewhere you have to specify or not there. I think everyone studied auto loading of driver class. Okay. What everyone notice auto loading of driver class? I see. After listening entire Ramayana, someone is asking, what you are doing in on startup method? My dear worst fellow, programmatically I am registering a servlet. In on startup method, what I am doing, boss, I am programmatically registering servlet or not? I am programmatically registering servlet. Here we are. Please keep brain open, worst fellows. We are registering servlet component. Programmatically. Don't you think it is a programmatic registration of servlet? Here we are registering servlet component programmatically. Yes. Right, that's what I'm doing. Similarly, we can register filters and listeners also by using same servlet context object. Flow I will give, don't worry. Now listen. Step number 4. Step number 4, it seems, if I am not wrong. Okay, now Dolby. Prepare jar file. Prepare jar file. Having meta inf slash services slash javax dot servlet container initializer file. Listen, this is a file, not interface. Initializer file, fixed name. File name is fixed file having the location of the above. Having the location of above initializer class. Having the name and location of the above initializer class. Having name and location of the above initializer class. What class here? Initializer class. Okay, listen, that's okay. I will go to any drive, E drive. Okay, Dyna folder. Any name you can take. You can take any folder you can take. That's not an issue. Under this, I will take meta-inf folder. This is fixed, should be in uppercase. Under this, I will take what? Services folder. Those you have seen auto loading of driver class. Remember that? Auto loading of driver class. That time, driver manager class is getting driver class name from which file here? A fixed file of jar file or not? A fixed file of jar file. What is that fixed file? Java.sql.driver file, right? That file is also there in which folder? Meta-inf slash services folder. Same concept. Services. Here I have to prepare a file. javax dot servlet dot. We have to create these folders manually, worst fellow. Servlet container initializer. People ask very innocent questions sometimes. Okay, right. Servlet container initializer file. It is not interface. It is the file. Inside this file, sincerely have to mention com.nt.initializer.mywebapp. What is the name of above initializer? MyWebApp initializer. com.nt.initializer.mywebapp initializer. Just name and location of the initializer class. This class, this package. I just mentioned. Why, sir? Why should I mention? Array from this file only servlet container dynamically takes the name of what? Initializer class. Dynamically takes the name of initializer class, loads the class, creates the object, calls on startup method. Anyhow, on startup method is taking care of servlet component registration. Anyhow, on startup method is taking care of what? Servlet component registration. Everyone got it? Now, how to prepare this jar file? How to prepare this jar file? /dyna, okay, jar cf jar cf, jar cf. Tell me, any name you can give for this jar. You don't like this, huh? Okay, initializer dot jar. Initializer dot jar dot. Everything of current directory is kept in this jar file. Everything of current directory is kept in this jar file. Okay. C for create archive. F for specify jar file name. Okay, that means what? Everything of current directory means Dyna folder will be added to their file, will be added to jar file. Okay, fine. Okay, next, last step. Step number 5. Add the above dyna.jar file, add the above dyna.jar file to the webinf/lib folder of, oh, it is not dyna.jar, fine. Okay, initializer.jar, fine. Hey, that's a purely user defined file, any name you can take. Initializer.jar. To webinf/lib folder of the web application. Webinf/lib folder of the web application. Understanding my statement? To the webinf/lib folder of the web application. Yes, end of the story, boss. You do that work, end of the story. Yes, Dyna registration of servlet is over. Then what is the flow, sir? What is the flow, sir? In what way flow will take place, sir? Okay. In what way the flow will take place? Now listen the flow. Internal flow. Internal flow. Tell me. We deploy the web application. We deploy the web application. That's number 1. Number 2. Servlet container. We deploy the web application. Servlet container checks the deployment directory structure. Deployment directory structure. Deployment directory structure. Okay, it's a perfect. Checks the web.xml availability. Availability, not there. Checks the web.xml availability. Let us assume not there. Checks the @web servlet annotation. @web servlet annotation based classes. Annotation based classes. Let us assume not there. Not there. Okay. Okay. Checks the checks check checks checks for the Java X dot servlet dot servlet container initializer file. What file? Servlet container initializer file. Servlet container initializer file in the jar files in meta inf/ services folder. Meta inf/ services folder of the jar files. that are added to webinf/lib folder, that are added to webinf/lib folder. Okay. Okay. Are you understanding my point there? Okay. Hmm. Terms of speed, why it is not good? All these are happening towards deployment of the application. Nah? First listen, don't come to one wrong conclusions. All these are happening every time, only one time during the deployment of the web application. Only one time. Why speed will be affected? Okay, boss. Hmm. Yeah, 1 minute before that, one more thing will happen. Before that, one more thing will happen. Mm, not there. Checks for that. Mm. Checks for that webinf/lib folder, the web folder, and finds in what is this? Finds in initializer.jar file, gets mm, and gets com.nt my web app initializer. What here? My web app initializer as the initializer class name. Initializer class name. Initializer class name. Class name from that file. From that file. Okay, nice. Servlet container creates servlet context object. Array, you know that servlet context object is one per web application, right? Create servlet context objects. Servlet container finds, okay, no classes having @handle types annotations. Not found. Servlet container finds no classes having @handle type annotations. Fine, let it be. Okay. Next, loads our initializer class. What class here? Initializer. What is the initializer class name, my dear? Loads initializer class. Initializer class. What is that? com.nt.web application initializer class. Next one is what? Initializer class. Then what is this? Creates the object. Creates the object. Come on here. And calls. And calls on startup method. What method? On startup method having empty set collection and servlet context object. Having empty set collection and servlet context object as the arguments. As the arguments. And that method will take takes care of servlet component registration dynamically and programmatically using sc.add_servlet method calls. Come on, guys. I think now flow has come into your brain. Flow has come into your brain or not? Flow has come into your brain. One more time you observe. We deployed the application. I'll show practicals also. Don't worry. We deploy the application. Fine. Servlet container checks the deployment directory structure. Perfect or not? Perfect. Checks the web.xml availability. Not there. Checks the @web servlet annotation based classes. Not there. Let us assume. Then checks for servlet container initializer file, which is a fixed file in meta-inf/services folder of the jars that are added to web-inf/lib folder. Yes, it finds that file and that file in which jar file, in initializer.jar file, and gets what? com.nt.mywebapplication initializer class, because in that file this class name is there or not there. This is the content of the file here. This is the content of the file. Understanding? This is file content. This is the file content. From there it gets the our initializer class name from that file. Servlet container creates one servlet context object. Servlet context object is one per web application. You know that. Next, servlet container finds no classes having @handle type annotation. Leave it. Loads our initializer class. Okay, this class is loaded. Creates object. Loads our initializer classes. Creates what? Object. Create object. And calls on startup method on that object. It loads this class, creates this object. On that object calls what? On startup method. Okay, having empty set collection, because no handle type annotations are there, na? Leave it. Okay, and having servlet context object as the argument. Second argument is servlet context object. Fine. Anyhow, this method is taking care of what? Creating our servlet class object and registering with servlet container by calling add servlet method or not. Add servlet method or not. In the same method, we can even take care of filter registration, listener registration by calling appropriate method. By calling appropriate method. Everyone convinced with me? Things are interlinked or not? Things are interlinked or not? I want reply. Things are very much interlinked or not? I want reply. I think after seeing the flow, you enjoyed the things. Sir, it looks for @handle type annotation classes. Right now we don't have. Right now don't have. Actually, they are given to create a custom MIME types. Right now we are not worried about those things. Don't worry about the collection part. Right now not there. That's why empty collection it creates. Don't worry about this part which is not there. Don't worry. Mr. Vaishnavi Khanan, you didn't read this point. Servlet container initializer file in meta-inf/services folder of the jars that are added to web-inf/lib folder. That's why without reading the point, don't come to one conclusion, Mr. Vaishnav Kannan. Keep the patience of reading completely. Sir, we have already meta-inf/services folder. Okay. So container will also check in our application. In our application, meta-inf/services folder will not be there. Will not be there. Come on. Will not be there. Got it? In our web application, meta-inf/services folder will not be there. Check your fundamentals, Vaishnav Khanna. We'll be having web-inf folder. What is this? If you create also waste. When it is looking in jar file, if we create, what's the use? Come on, guys. Show some maturity. When it is showing, when it is showing, when it is showing, when it is showing, when it is looking in jar file, what's the use of it? There's no use of it. Array, we have a MIME types na text slash HTML. We have a MIME types text slash HTML. Okay, like this we can create a custom MIME type. For that purpose, they have given that one. Today, please don't think about that. As I said, concentrate more on second parameter because that's a separate discussion. Servlet container initializer docs. Servlet container initializer docs. Okay, see this. May be annotated with handles type. What is this? Handles type. Okay, this annotation is to declare the class type that servlet initializer can handle. Servlet initializer can handle. Okay, the classes in which servlet container has to express the interest. So if you want to make some custom MIME type classes and you want to register them with servlet container, you have to develop the classes having @handle types annotation. Handle types annotation. What is this? Handle types annotation. So today I'm not interested in any custom handle type, custom MIME type. I don't want to supply extra classes to initializer class to handle. So that's why don't worry about it. Our target is configure registering servlet. Worry about that. Okay. Sir, what is the need of dynamic servlet registration? Because we know which servlet we need to directly we configure. Nitin Patil, I think you missed this introduction. When to use which technique? Did you attend this introduction part? If you have not attended after uploading document, please read that document. Here dynamic does not mean things are happening at runtime. No. Okay. Here dynamic does not mean things are happening at runtime. Okay. Things are happening through Java code. Generally Java code do at runtime. Okay. Here dynamic does not mean things are happening at runtime as in memory things. No, 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 no. Okay. Dynamic means here is we are doing through Java code. Through Java code. Anyhow, Java code executes at runtime. Can I show practicals of it? Okay. Before showing practicals of it, let me go for marriage app application. How does it look in Eclipse setup? In Eclipse setup, how does it looks? Java resources. Under this, we are going to have SRC folder. Under this SRC folder, we are going to have com.nt.servlet. Okay, what is next? Marriage servlet.java. Yes, here I'm going to take one more package, com.nt.initializer. All these are user-defined packages only. Under this, we are having my web app, initializer.java. Under this, we are having web content. Sorry, boss, I am not taking it as a Gradle application. Use some common sense. It's an Eclipse project. I said Eclipse project. Okay, fine. Web content, WebINF. Okay, I think we have a input file, input.html, some HTML files. HTML files need not to configure anywhere because they are there in public area. Yeah, here lib folder. In this lib folder, I'm going to have that initializer.jar. Initializer.jar. Mr. Neeraj Chaudhary, I need not to create meta-NF folder here, worst fellow. I have to create meta-NF folder and services folder where? In the jar file folder. This you have to create outside the IDE. This you have to create outside IDE. If you listen 50% of the session, this is the problem. Did I ask to create inside the web application or in the D drive, outside the IDE? Outside the IDE. Why are you worried about that now here? I hope you got a clarity now. Here no web.xml and this servlet no @web servlet. In this servlet no @web servlet and no web.xml. Did you notice it? Yes, I think this input.html is better to place. Better to place here. Under SRC folder, web content will be there. I don't think so. Yeah, wherever it is here, that's not an issue. Okay. So initializer will be loaded by collecting from this jar file. Array initializer jar information is kept. For what HTML file? Array, my application is giving inputs to HTML. My servlet is getting inputs from HTML file, form purpose. Normal one, yeah. No @web servlet. Okay. Okay. No web.xml file here. No web.xml file here. Yes, this is the deployment directory structure, boss. Okay, nice. So let me do that work. Close all. Close all. We have a lot of applications. Marriage APP application is there. Copy this, paste it. If you don't know, we have to keep HTML files in web content folder. Please, better not to think about sitting in this batch. Because without knowing web HTML file should be placed in web content folder. Why are you sitting for advanced topics? Come on, that's a basic common sense, Ra Babu. Dynamic servlet registration. Dynamic servlet registration. Understanding my point there. Okay, servlet registration. There is no need of configuring HTML file through because it is there in public area. No need of configuring. Okay. Fine, boss. See, use it as a last door to do the work. Don't use it as a first door to register the servlet component. Always use this option as a last door. Okay. Fine. Let's come back. This is not our application. Where is our application? Marriage APP. Did I save the document? Why it is making noise? Okay, fine. Yes, this one. Right click, properties. Today so many problems here. Web project settings. What is the class name? Dynamic servlet registration. Dynamic servlet registration. Understanding my point there? Yes, SRC folder. Okay, right now we don't bother about welcome servlet, boss. We are not interested in that. If two servlets are there, both servlets should be configured. If three servlets are there, three servlets should be configured. That means in every servlet should be configured. Yes. No web.xml. No web.xml. See, in this approach, we will miss some other facilities like welcome file configuration, context parameters configuration, this kind of stuff we'll miss. If you want, you can mix up all the three approaches in one application. That is also possible. If you want, you can mix up all three approaches in one application, but that's meaningless. When you have annotation option and web.xml, why we go for programmatic? Okay, na? Right. Marriage servlet, nothing you have to touch here. Do post, do get, it's regular stuff, that's fine. Okay. This you need not to touch. Go to what? SRC folder. Here, what is this? Package com.nt.initializer. com.nt.initializer. Okay, nice. Class my web app initializer. My web app initializer. Interface that it has to initialize. Servlet container initializer. Servlet container initializer. Yes, see this. Okay, this is giving me arg0. Okay, I will take it as a set. I will take it as SC. To give the feeling, this class is automatically loaded. This class object is automatically created. Okay, systrace static block. What block here? Static block. Systrace. What is this? Zero param constructor. Zero param constructor. Yes. We don't call these method. They will be called automatically on startup. Okay, that's good. Okay, next, what is the servlet? Marriage servlet. Marriage servlet. Servlet is equal to null. Create our servlet class object. Again, I am telling, don't use this option as for hobby. When all doors are closed, then only think about this option. You take Spring MVC application with 100% code or Spring Boot code. So there we will be having one predefined servlet called dispatcher servlet. I cannot open and add annotation because they are predefined. And in those two approaches, we should not add a single line of XML. So that time only think about this approach. That time only think about this approach. Don't take it as a regular option because very complex process it is. Come on, right? So it's something like this. In flight or boat, we use life jackets when all doors are closed. When all options are closed for survey, then only we will think about life jackets, right? New marriage servlet. Yeah, you have to think about using this approach for that only. Register servlet component. Register servlet component. Okay. Yeah, in interview room, added advantage for servlet learners. For Spring MVC people, Spring Boot people, it is mandatory. But the interesting part, lot of Spring Boot people, okay, lot of working people, they don't know this, but they will work with what? Spring Boot approach and other approaches. Okay, this is the difference between knowing internals without knowing internals. Register servlet component. Come on. Resistor servlet component. Yes. Yes. Servlet registration dot dynamic dyna is equal to null. Any name you can take. Dyna is equal to sc dot add servlet. Sc dot add servlet. Logical name ms. Any name you can give. Next one is what? Servlet. That's nice. Okay. Provide map URL pattern. Map with URL or URL pattern. Okay. Dyna dot add mapping. Slash is compulsory. Slash is compulsory. Understanding my point? Abhishek Yadav, different projects will use different. First, come out of the feeling when new comes, old will be gone. When new comes, old will be gone. It's not like that. Based on the size of the project, complexity, okay, different technologies will be there. Small and medium scale websites, still servlets will be used. Large scale websites, security is most important. Go for what? Spring Boot. So that's what. Who said servlet JDBCs are outdated? That's the problem with people mindset. I don't know who is grooming you like that. There's no guarantee when new comes, old should be outdated here. And moreover, new is running on the top of old. How old will be outdated? Use your brain and common sense. Fine. Marriage URL. Enable load on startup. Enable load on. See, when Spring MVC is running on the top of Servlet JSP, how can you come to one conclusion Servlet is outdated? Outdated means what? It should be eliminated completely in the utilization, right? Great. Fine. Okay. Mr. Gopinath, I am able to see your messages. Dyna dot set load on startup. Set load on startup. That's fine. Okay, boss. Fine. Right, boss. This is done. Once this is done, go for E drive, any place, your choice. Create a new folder. What folder? New folder. Any name, with any name you can create a folder, not a issue. Oh, Dyna is already there. Fine, I will delete it. Okay, I'll create one more time. Dyna, the next one. Dyna, next one, come on. New, what's the folder? Meta INF. Under Meta INF, what is this? Services. Services. Text document. Text document. JavaX dot servlet dot servlet container file. JavaX. See, I'm wantedly keeping in double quotes. I'm wantedly keeping in double quotes because default extension should not come. Default extension txt should not come. Got it? If you don't keep file name in double quotes, default extension will come. Are you understanding my point? See, boss. Here, see, for normal text document, for this one document, that means default com.nt.initializer dot Okay, com.nt.initializer dot. Spell should be perfect, boss. My web app initializer. My web app initializer. com.nt.initializer dot my web app initializer. Okay, don't take a chance. Always copy paste the things. Okay, boss. Sir, only one initializer is enough for Babu. In one initializer, in on startup method, you can configure any number of servlets. Come on, initializer class. Initializer is only one thing. Got it? Initializer file class is only one thing. Inside that class, any number of servlet, any number of filters we can configure. Then what is the need of multiple initializers for you? Use some basic common sense. In one initializer class, we can configure multiple servlet, multiple filter, multiple listeners, indirectly multiple JSPs. What is need of multiple initializer classes? First, use that. Think in that angle. Okay, fine. Go to what? CMD folder. I think I saved this file nicely. Saved. Okay. Jar CVF. CF or CVF. You can use anything. CVF means more elaborated details will come. Any jar file name you can use. Yes. Initializer dot jar space dot. Yeah, because of these extra messages are coming. This is added, this file is added. Java X dot servlet, all are perfectly there. Spell mistake should not be there, perfectly there. Okay. Now take that jar file, copy that jar file to webinf/lib folder. Paste it, paste it. Please observe in this servlet, no web servlet, no web.xml file. But still this servlet is registered and I'm going to give request and it is going to give the response. It's because servlet programmatically. Everyone is ready, yeah? Okay. Right click, run on server, say next, remove all, save finish, save finish, save finish. Here no question of welcome file configuration. That is what we miss. If you want, you can add web.xml also, no problem. But the question is when web.xml is there, why we go for this approach? When web.xml is approach, understanding my point there. Okay. No, if you want, so only for knowledge sake, this dynamic registration, and I want to take web.xml, take it. That's not an issue at all. Okay, see this, Jani, age 12. Okay, male gender, check marriage eligibility. Check marriage eligibility. Marriage URL. Marriage URL. Not happening. 1 minute. Meta-INF folder should be in. File name should be javax.servlet contain initializer. I have not taken like that. Services. Oh, sorry. Servlet container only I have taken. Sorry, boss. Initializer. Mistake, boss. Initializer. That's good. Over cautious, but basic fundamentals we forgot. Now you prepare the jar file. No need of deployment assembly, boss, because we are directly copying the jar file. Yes. Now you delete the existing jar, add the updated jar. Delete the existing jar, my dear. Add the updated jar. Paste it. On save side, clean the project once. Clean the project once. Actually, we are getting, it's recognizing. Now you observe recognized. Right click. Run on server. Say next. Say finish. Restart the server. When server is restarted, see, before I run anything, look at the server console. Initializer class loaded automatically, instantiated automatically. On startup method is called automatically. Come on, guys. On startup method is called automatically. Are you getting my point there? So am I doing these operations manually? Am I doing these operations manually? Not at all. Not at all. At least you felt it, na? Dynamic registration of servlet. Okay, 1 minute. Okay, now you come here. Input.html. That's fine. Name Rajesh. Age some 24. Click on check marriage eligibility. Servlet now executing. Servlet is executing. Did you notice it? Now servlet is executing. Back in doGet method, I have written some date and time related logic that is also executing. So my servlet is registered without having @web servlet, what web.xml, sorry, without having web.xml configurations and without having @web servlet. Did you notice it? Did you notice it? Did you felt it? Come on, guys. Did you notice it? Did you felt it? You learned something. You learned something. Flow also is there in your brain. Flow also is there. Why I should prepare jar file? Why should I write initializer class name? Okay, now some person will ask me, okay, in terms of security, which approach is good? I don't, why are you linking with security? First tell me. Why are you linking with security, sir? Where is security here? It's only telling about servlet, right? Based on the situation, you have to choose it. User-defined servlet, still I recommend annotations. When it comes to predefined servlet, your application allows XML, go for it. Your application not entertaining XML, especially 100% Java code approach based application development or Spring Boot based application development, then think about this approach. Think about this approach. 6 p.m. Spring students, you should not forget this immediately. Why? Because very soon I'm going to launch MVC for you people. One fine day I will say, read this document and come. That day you should not say, I don't have document. Preserve this document, keep this one in mind and come for the class. Come for the class. I think I have given clear-cut idea. Pathak, I already said there are some situations why we will not use XML at all, because nowadays XML application development without XML is increasing. Mr. Sayan Ghosh, I cannot read this much 10 paragraph question, 20 lines question in the chat box here. Please send me one email. Okay. Please send me one email. Sorry, boss, I cannot read. See this. If anyone can read it, yeah. Come on. Send me mail if you want to write Mahabharata, Ramayana, mail, because before I read 10 other messages will come, boss. Okay. This, let me read for you. Today I will read. Next time onwards, lengthy question, please send me as a mail. Sir, I have a different question apart from today. I'm developing Eclipse IDE in my PC. You're developing your, okay. But in prod environment, ID being used in NetBeans, Spring Hibernate. If I want to deploy, will be where jar file deployment will be deployed according to prod. I have to do some additional changes programming before deployment. Like theoretically, it can be done. Practically, whether where will be issue deployment, what I am asking is there is this is a live use case I am currently doing. So that means you are using two different IDs in two different environment. Okay. Internet is fine now. Are you able to listen the class? What's the problem? I am able to manage the class with the hotspot. 11 o'clock class will be there. Definitely will be there. 11 o'clock, 6 p.m. spring batch is there. Underlaying means currently in which application is running. Underlaying means currently in which application is running. Understanding? I'll share GitHub URL of this link. Don't worry. Fine. Mr. Amaresh Kumar, ask this question in Spring Batch. Guys, show some common sense. Okay. Thank you. Class over from my side. Mr. Shrayan Ghosh, let me answer your question. Okay. See, changing one ID to ID, project directory structure will change, Ra Babu. That time you take the var file and deploy. Don't deploy from ID directly, generate var file and this. Akhil Kirti workshop is 9 to 11 and batch is over. Now you are asking at what time workshop is there. Fine. Okay, boss. I am 7 a.m. spring batch. Can you attend today's 11 o'clock? If you are attending first day, don't come. Gadi, don't come. If you are already attending, continue. One of my friend asking when new advanced Java batch starts. I think it takes 20-25 sessions. 20-25 sessions. Akhil, resume preparation dates are announced 29th and 30. 11 o'clock today, 11 o'clock spring 6 p.m. class is there. 11 o'clock, 6 p.m. class is there. 6 p.m. spring class is there. Shruti Sahu in the month of August, J unit, Makito, other classes will be there. Krishna, yesterday itself, Sarlet class is over. Today, common topic. Please attend classes regularly. Kush Misra, Spring MVC, when it starts? It will start, I think, after this month end. Okay, boss. Subham Bokam, you cannot say every website is using dynamic registration. Sorry. You cannot say that one. Project batch is mandatory for 1 year gap. You can manage without batch also. No problem. New Sarlet batch after 20-25 days. GitHub workshop is conducted 1-2 months before it is. Video is there in the YouTube. If you are interested, go and watch. Otherwise, wait 3-4 months. It will be conducted. To attend Spring MVC, Spring is the prerequisite. Spring core module is the prerequisite. Monday onwards, 11 o'clock JSP batch. Yeah, Muni after 25 days, yes, definitely starts. 11 o'clock, still not decision is taken. No decision is taken at 11 o'clock. What batch will start? We'll let you know. You put request based on the demand, topic will be decided. Tomorrow, 11 o'clock JSP. Abdul Pahad, today 11 o'clock class is 6 p.m. spring. Today 11 o'clock class is 6 p.m. spring. Listen class, my dear. Same statement 10 times I have given so far. When new spring class starts, in the month of September or October, 6 p.m. New design pattern takes time, boss. 1-2 months time it takes. Meeting ID for JSP class. Talk to Srikanth sir and collect from Srikanth sir. Web service batch still no planning with me. Put request with office. Put request with office. Put request with office. Sir, apply job naukri.com. come LinkedIn at fresher, but no reply came. Fresher market is bit dry. Try to work out through references. Try to work out through references. So right now, no, I can take real-time project batch, but right now in the rotation process, I am not getting that batch. I don't say I won't take. I don't take, but I can take. But in the rotation, I am not getting that batch. It takes time or put request in the office. Monday JSP ID same now. Yeah, listen, if you are attending old Servlet class, same ID will be for JSP. Old Servlet ID is the same for JSP. Array, it's advanced Java ID. In advanced Java, all topics will be covered. Web services. Sir, web services means what? 11 o'clock, Servlet's completed. Each and every topic of Servlet completed 11 o'clock. With the same ID, JSP will be started from Monday. If anyone wants to join only for JSP, contact Srikanth, sir. Thank you, Mr. Subham Singh. You are learning, I am happy. If you learn, I will be happy, boss. What is there in that? Thank you, guys. We'll meet at 11 o'clock for Spring ORM topic for 6 o'clock students. 6 o'clock batch students. I hope I answered all your questions. Sir, Tomcat server also log file happens, but you should not use Eclipse ID. You should run outside. You should run outside. Sir, if one, see here, 1 to 3 years experience, microservices not required. More than that, definitely microservices not required. Microservice required. Spring and Spring Boot is enough up to 3 years. More than 3 years, definitely microservices added advantage. JSP is part of advanced Java. JSP is part of advanced Java. Okay, for newcomers, contact Srikanth sir. Old people continue with what? Okay. For old people, it is the same holding ID. Okay. Today we have completed Servlet class. From Monday onwards. We'll be having JSP. Yes, madam. Fine. 4 p.m. JDBC people don't join. To attend JSP, Servlet is the prerequisite. Okay. Pradeep Jaiswal, restart, reconfigure Tomcat once. Indrajit, for every experienced people, design pattern is required. For every experienced student, a very experienced design pattern is required. Okay, Spring Boot web service required or not? Anyhow, in Spring only you are going to learn Spring Boot. Okay, web service will be added advantage if you learn. If without that also you can get the job. Spring MVC I already announced this month, and Spring MVC will start in 6 o'clock batch. Thank you. Have a nice time.